Hi friends, welcome back to CodeShika. Recently I have created a series for one project, that is cold coffee project, to show you how to integrate Razorpay with Django. There are 7 parts in the series, and there is a main step, that is payment signature verification. Okay, so in this video we are going to learn why to verify the payment signature in Razorpay when we integrate the payment gateway with Django, and how to do that. So if you like my tutorial, please like this video and subscribe to this channel, because your likes and subscribes motivates me to do more videos. So please like and subscribe. Okay, now let's start. So here is the flow of how we integrate Razorpay with Django. I think you have seen this diagram in the part 2 of Django Razorpay integration series. If not, please watch the full part. Okay, for example, suppose you have a website and a customer. So for buying your product, customer clicks on the pay button. Okay, and this sends a request to the server side, that is your site, where you call the order API of Razorpay to create an order at Razorpay server. Okay, then the Razorpay returns an order ID by creating the order for the request. Okay, so we need to pass this order ID to the checkout form, that is the form where the user enters necessary details about the payment, and with the different modes of payment you want. Okay, and once the customer fills out the form with the necessary details, the form data with the order ID, okay, is directly sent to the Razorpay server for handling the payment. So all three, that is Razorpay payment ID, Razorpay order ID, Razorpay signature, are received at client side and are sent to your server for signature verification. So for the successful payment, you will save the Razorpay payment ID for the corresponding order of the customer, and you will mark the payment is successful in the database table for the order. Okay, so before saving this data written by the checkout form, you need to check the authenticity of the data using Razorpay signature. Okay, that means it checks whether it is a correct Razorpay payment ID for the order or not. Okay, so that is the process known as payment signature verification. Okay, and if the payment is successful, then the next step, Razorpay captures the pay transaction. So I'm going to use quick integration method for integrating Razorpay with Django. So here I will search quick Razorpay integration. I will open this link. So in this documentation, go to step 4, that is verify signature. Okay, and here this is the Python code to generate signature on your server. Okay, so first we need to create an instance of client using the Razorpay API. Okay, so and next you need to create a dictionary of Razorpay order ID, Razorpay payment ID, and Razorpay signature, and you need to pass this dictionary to this client.utility.verify payment signature API. Okay, and this creates a signature in your server using the Razorpay order ID from your server, Razorpay payment ID, Razorpay signature, and the API key and the secret key, okay, provided for the client. Okay, and it checks whether the created signature matches with the Razorpay signature written by the checkout form. Okay, and if match, then the payment ID returned for the order in your server by the checkout form is correct and authentic. So for match, it will return true, otherwise it throws a signature verification error. So let's start the demo. This is the cold coffee Django project I have already created. In this project, the customer will pay for the coffee to buy it by entering his details like name, amount to be paid, etc. Okay, then he can pay by clicking on the pay with Razorpay button. So in this src app models.py file, here this is the cold coffee model I have created to save the order details for the customer, like customer name, amount, order ID generated by Razorpay payment ID, and the boolean paid. Okay, if the payment is successful, that is if the Razorpay signature written by the checkout form is verified successfully, then only we will save this Razorpay payment ID and paid will be set to true. Okay, and here in the admin.py file, in the admin side I have registered this cold coffee model. Okay, and here I have created this coffee payment form using crispy forms to take only name and amount field, amount values, and show this buy button. So this is the view I have created for the form, and for the get request we will show the form. Okay, and for the post request it will fetch the name and amount value in paise and creates the Razorpay client instance. Next it creates a order at Razorpay server. Okay, then from the order response, okay, we will fetch the order ID and the status. Okay, and if the order status is created, that means is the if the order is created successfully at Razorpay server, then we will save the order details, that is name, amount, and order ID. Okay, and then the coffee payment.html is rendered by passing the form with the data, and the payment attribute with the value of response of the Razorpay order API along with the customer name. And here this is the coffee underscore payment.html. I have already created base.html to show the image for the cold coffee, and in the coffee payment.html I have extended the base template. Okay, and using block content we will write the new HTML. Okay, here we will display the form, and if the payment value is received, then we will show this Razorpay checkout form where we pass this order ID along with other details to this Razorpay payment API. Okay, and here this is the URL for the view. So in the payment status.html, at the end, if the payment is received successfully, so using payment status.html we will show this message, that is thank you, your payment was successful. Okay, otherwise we will show your payment is failed. Okay, and below that we will show this button to buy another coffee. So let's collect this form data at URL payment dash status. Okay, and now let's create a view. Here I will type def payment underscore status in bracket request colon response equals to request dot post. Okay, using request dot post we will collect the data returned by the checkout form, that is Razorpay payment ID, Razorpay order ID, and Razorpay signature along with all the data. Okay, so here I will show the data returned by the checkout form using print response, then render return render request comma payment status dot html. Here I need to pass status. For testing only, here I will pass status with the value true. Okay, now let's create a URL for this view in src_urls.py file. Here I will import payment status, and here path in bracket payment dash status comma payment underscore status name equals to payment dash status. Now let's run the server. Python manage.py run server. Here I will refresh this page. I will enter name Amit, amount 80 rupees. I will click this buy button. Now by clicking this buy button, pay with Razorpay button comes. Okay, so I will click this button. Okay, here I will enter a random phone number. Okay, click on proceed. Okay, I will choose here card. So for testing we need to enter test card details here. Okay, so from our quick integration documentation, go to test cards. Okay, so I will copy this card number for MasterCard, and here I will enter. For expiry I will enter any future date. For CVV enter random phone number. Pay rupees 80. I will click this. Here I will skip saving card. Okay, now to make this payment successful, I will choose here success. Okay, so this is the payment status.html that shows thank you, your payment was successful. Okay, and this is the buy another one button to buy another copy, which will redirect to the copy payment.html page. Okay, so here we will see the response, okay, which is returned by the checkout form to this payment underscore status view. Okay, so here this is the response. It returned Razorpay payment ID, Razorpay order ID generated at Razorpay, and this is the Razorpay signature. Okay, so now we will create a dictionary for the three fields, that is params underscore dict equals to Razorpay underscore payment underscore ID equals to, from the response I will fetch the Razorpay payment ID, Razorpay underscore payment underscore ID. Next, Razorpay order underscore ID response in bracket fetch Razorpay order ID from the response. Okay, next Razorpay signature response. Here Razorpay signature. Okay, so I will remove this. So next we need to create a Razorpay client instance. So here I will type create a Razorpay client instance. Okay, client equals to Razorpay dot client in bracket auth equals to bracket. Here I will pass the API key. I will copy from here. Next pass the secret key. Okay, then here client dot utility dot verify payment underscore signature. Okay, and here we need to pass params dict. Okay, so this is the Razorpay's API that will verify the payment signature. Okay, if the signature is matched, it returns true, otherwise it throws signature verification error. So we need to write this statement inside the try except block. Try except. Okay, so if the signature is not matched, okay, we will pass the status value, okay, to the payment status.html template as false to indicate the unsuccessful payment. And if the signature is matched, then we will get the value in the status. Okay, next the payment is successful, so we are going to save the Razorpay payment ID and the paid value for the corresponding order, okay, in the database table. So here I will create a cold coffee instance. Cold coffee equals to cold coffee dot object dot get order underscore ID equals to response in bracket Razorpay order ID. Here first we will fetch the cold coffee instance for the Razorpay order ID. Okay, then for that instance we will save Razorpay payment ID equals to response bracket Razorpay underscore payment underscore ID. Okay, then as the payment is successful, the paid value for the instance I will set it to true. Okay, then cold coffee dot save will save the instance. Okay, next we will render the payment status.html template. Request comma payment status dot html and here we will pass the status value true to indicate it is a successful payment. So here I will enter name, then amount. I will click on this buy button. Okay, so I will refresh here. Okay, this is the cold coffee instance created for the recent customer. I will open this. So the name, amount and the order ID for the customer is saved, but the Razorpay payment ID is payment ID and the paid value is not saved because until now we haven't verified the signature. Okay, so here I will click on this pay with Razorpay button. Then here I will enter a random phone number. Okay, then click on this proceed. Now I'm going to pay using card. Okay, here I will enter a test card detail. I will copy this card number for MasterCard. Okay, so then here I will enter expiry, CVV. I will click on this pay ₹90 and here I will skip saving card. Okay, and this is the Razorpay's demo bank page, and I want to make this payment successful, so I will click on this success button. Okay, so this is the message that we want to show. Okay, so I will refresh here. Okay, you got my point. As we verified the signature, the payment signature, after that we have saved the Razorpay payment ID and the paid is checked. So here I have opened the Razorpay dashboard. So from transactions, you can see the new transaction at Razorpay. So I will open this. Okay, this is the recent transaction with this payment ID. Okay, the payment ID is saved, and this is the Razorpay order ID for the payment. Okay, this is the same order ID with the amount 90 with this email and this contact number, and the status it is showing is captured. That means the transaction is successful. Okay, that is the payment is transferred successfully. So after verifying the payment ID and the Razorpay order ID returned by the checkout form to our server, then only we have saved the Razorpay payment ID and the paid is checked. In this tutorial we have seen how to verify the payment signature in Razorpay when we integrate this payment gateway with Django. So friends, if you like my video, please like and subscribe to this channel. And now I will meet in the next video with a new topic. Bye bye.